Step again. 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 Nope. Right roll.
3, 2.
Off the roll.
Hook right here. Right hand hook. Again. Hook right hand.
At 49 years old, Floyd Mayweather is seen in newly surfaced training clips, demonstrating remarkable quickness and sharp, controlled bursts of power during demanding workouts in the gym.
Slide in front. Touch it, wait till you help me go. Drop. Walking. Touch it. Touch it. 6. Touch it. Touch it.
Short. Double up. Double up.
Watch it. I step back like I have my distance. That's why I step. See, I have my distance. Fighters don't know their distance. You gotta know your distance.
Floyd Mayweather is putting in serious work throughout his training camp, maintaining his crisp technique, quick movements, accuracy, and polished skill set even as he nears 50.
Again, touch the gun. Hate it.
It's a roll.
Hate it.
During camp, Floyd consistently incorporates high-intensity jump rope routines to improve his speed while building strength in his legs. Johnny Nelson states that Floyd still shows greater speed, power, and precision than Mike, even appearing younger as he works the bags in the ring.
Still got the run craft. It's like me getting in the ring with a 14-year-old kid that doesn't know half as what I know, but he's got the pace, he's got the movement. And even though Floyd's 48, he'll still have more movement and pace than Mike. So then it's going to be, I want to get him. So to me, it's one of those you want to watch between your eyes. But when I heard, I thought, wow, really? But then you're going up against Floyd Mayweather. This guy was unbeaten as a fighter. He still physically has ring craft. He still physically can move about the ring and do what he has to do. I think for Mike Tyson, he's going to be very frustrated. He will want to lay a shot on him to get rid of him, but unfortunately, you slow down. Father Time gets the better of us all. And even though I think when it comes to a fan's favourite, I'm quite sure most of the fans would love to see Mike Tyson put Floyd in his place, and that's probably what will be the attraction as well. But you've got to remember, Mike Tyson's 59 years old. You've got to remember, Floyd Mayweather is still hitting the bag in the gym. He's still moving around, even though he's 48 years old. So you've got to remember.
Tony Jeff explains that Floyd is stepping in against Mike to generate huge viewership, pointing out that exhibition bouts attract major audiences, especially after Mike's fight with Jake pulled in record-breaking attention.
Yeah, I'll be able to beat him. I mean, remember when Floyd fought Manny Pacquiao? Like, he waited until Manny got knocked spark out from Marquez, and then he was like, yeah, now's my time to fight him. I just don't believe that Floyd would have fought Mike Tyson if Mike Tyson didn't fight Jake Paul. But Floyd seen that Mike Tyson couldn't hardly walk to the ring. When he got to the ring, he couldn't move around. Jake Paul was running circles around him. And that being said, I'm a huge Mike Tyson fan, like huge. But we see what Floyd's doing here. He's like, yeah, I'm going to get in there with Mike Tyson, who couldn't do anything with Jake Paul. I'm going to get millions of dollars. Well, yeah, I'm up for that. But again, I don't blame Floyd Mayweather for doing this. In boxing, I always say, there's not much money in it for the regular people like me and you if you're a fighter. But for someone like Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson, they earned absolutely millions of...
With both men already cemented as legendary figures, the main purpose of this matchup seems centered on financial reward rather than adding to their legacies.
Mayweather Mike Tyson exhibition, and then it's going to happen April 25th in Congo. That's the plan right now.
In the Congo? Wait, is Don King part of this? It's in the Congo?
Let's bring him back, right?
Hey, let my people go, baby.
This is the only two living icons, boxing guy. Mike Tyson is an icon. All right, Floyd Mayweather, that's debatable, but Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, that's debate. I mean, by now they're probably icons. Mike Tyson, icon versus icon, in an exhibition effort. You might as well. I want to say this though. If you guys thought Mike Tyson was pulling punches against Jake Paul and that wasn't real, well, he ain't gonna pull no punches against Floyd. Like, that dude has shown that he hated. Remember his fake punch at Floyd? Joining us tonight. Floyd ain't moved.
Wade Plemon expresses that seeing a figure like Floyd step into competition at this stage of his life is disheartening, as it gives the impression that financial gain is the primary reason behind it.
People that always thought that Floyd Mayweather had financial troubles because of the money he owed to the IRS, because of the terrible, terrible business and real estate investments that he's made. And apparently, some of these have gone under, and he is owed back rent, or he is owing back rent, and he is delinquent on a lot of payments for a lot of different things right now. These things seem to have added up for Floyd. And now it's pretty apparent that not only is he doing these, bank robbery style exhibitions, but it looks like he absolutely needs to do it, which is very, very sad. Listen, I'm not the biggest fan of Floyd Mayweather as an individual outside of the ring, but I never want to see athletes have their money mismanaged or mismanage their own money so badly that they go broke in retirement. And it looks like that's kind of what's happening. And here's a snippet from Business Insider because it made me want to pay for the entire article.
Tony Jeff shared his view on what's driving Floyd Mayweather, suggesting that his decision to return is fueled more by personal pride than a competitive challenge. He noted that the bout between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul recently drew massive viewership, becoming one of the most watched boxing events. For someone like Floyd, who has long embraced the spotlight, being outshined is difficult to accept. Jeff believes this situation pushes Floyd to step back in and regain attention, with the goal of surpassing those numbers and reminding audiences of his standing in the sport. He explained that Floyd has always thrived on visibility and setting records, and even a short time away from that spotlight can affect his sense of identity. According to Jeff, this motivation goes beyond legacy or achievements in the ring, focusing instead on reaffirming his relevance and drawing power in boxing. With that mindset, Floyd's return appears aimed at creating a major spectacle, while also chasing record-breaking success.
Me and you if you're a fighter. So we've got to make as much money as we can while we can, and then get out of the sport. But with these two, they're multi-millionaires. And I want to get into the tail of the tape and talk about exactly the records and all of that stuff with it. But first, I just want to say, I believe that these are doing this for different things. Mike Tyson is doing it purely for the money. Purely for the money. Floyd is doing it for the money as well, but also I believe Floyd's doing it for that limelight. You've seen the numbers that Mike Tyson, Jake Paul got, and I think this is the most viewed fight of all time, Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. I might be wrong in saying that, but I'm sure it was. It was posted on Netflix. And Floyd's been one in the past with his ego that he wants to just, be in that limelight all the time. And when you're not in the limelight all the time, you want to have that limelight. Floyd's got all of the money in the world.
Ariel Helwani recently shared his thoughts on upcoming boxing events, highlighting the uncertainty surrounding several high-profile matchups. He noted that, although figures like Carl Froch might interpret certain announcements as approvals, the situation is actually more complex. Ariel clarified that he is simply reporting and is not involved in organizing or funding these fights, pointing out that key details, such as dates, venues, and rules, remain undecided. He specifically addressed the recent attention around Mike Tyson, observing that interest in another exhibition is limited following his bout with Jake Paul. Ariel suggested that a fight scheduled after Tyson's matchup with Roy Jones Jr. might have been a major draw, but the timing after the Jake Paul event has reduced excitement. He also noted that Tyson will soon be 60, and with Mayweather having been away from the public eye, overall audience interest is uncertain. Additionally, Ariel discussed the tactic of releasing ambiguous announcements, explaining that it can serve to test public reaction or attract potential investors. His comments provide a clear look into the business and promotional side of boxing, while examining the expectations surrounding Tyson, Mayweather, and the audience.
But like the likes of Carl Froch viewed that as an endorsement. Like, look, man, I'm just working. It's a big opportunity to be on Netflix. I didn't put the fight together. I'm not paying these guys. So, let's chill out. But all right, I'm not going to poo-poo this. I just don't know what CSI is. And the way it was presented made me think that there was like a secondary press release to come, that they'll be involved in like some sort of like virtual boxing thing. Like, it just didn't seem real. You know why it didn't seem real? I'll tell you why. There's no date attached to it. There's no venue attached to it. Forget rules, exhibition, not exhibition, weight. I mean, here's a guy who fought a heavyweight fighting forget all that. These things can get figured out, the fine details. The fact that it was announced, why announce something with no date or location attached to it? Trying to get some investors or something like that.
But maybe also testing the waters. If the response was overwhelmingly positive, maybe you go, okay, we move forward. If the response is muted or negative, maybe you go, okay, we're not going to actually do this. You lob it out there as a way to poll the public, and then make an adjustment.
So you don't think it happens?
I do not think it happens. I just don't think there will be enough interest. I know they have huge name value. There's zero after the last performance by Mike Tyson against Jake Paul. I don't think there's going to be interest in seeing Mike Tyson do that again. I think if this match was made on the heels of Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr., I think this would be blockbuster. I think people would be falling over themselves to consume them.
Wade Plemons, Floyd Mayweather's attorney, firmly rejects claims that Floyd is in financial trouble, dismissing reports that he owes $54 million. At the same time, he admits that the upcoming fight is primarily driven by money, describing it as an obvious cash grab. Plemons is straightforward about the matchup's quality, suggesting it will be underwhelming for serious boxing enthusiasts. Beyond the spectacle of seeing Mike Tyson back in the ring, he believes the fight lacks genuine excitement. He also recalled the history between Tyson and Mayweather, noting that Tyson once criticized Floyd, calling him a small little angry man. Given past personal conflicts and Tyson's respect for Muhammad Ali, Mayweather's idol, Plemons points out that a true fight between them in their primes would have been unlikely due to their weight differences. Now, as they face each other in an exhibition, the focus shifts toward entertainment, ego, and financial gain rather than authentic competitive boxing, highlighting the unique dynamics of two legends at this stage of their careers.
Insider is reporting that Floyd Mayweather could be facing money trouble, citing an estimated $54 million in debt, property foreclosures, multiple lawsuits piling up. Mayweather's attorney strongly denies he's any kind of financial distress, but the headlines aren't slowing down. $54 million alleged dollars in debt. So it makes sense why they would want to do this, and it's strictly for money. Let's be honest. This is a clear money grab, but this is going to be a terrible fight. This is not going to be a fight that anyone outside of watching Mike Tyson walk to the ring and the idea that maybe he'll knock out the little guy and Floyd that time didn't like. For a long time called Floyd a small little angry, small little scared man because he couldn't walk his kids to school by himself, mainly because Floyd had, he kind of disrespected Muhammad Ali, who was Mike Tyson's favorite fighter and one that he would never put himself above. But Mike's 60 years old. And if there was a time for Mike to get him and knock him out or whatever, it never would have happened because they were in completely different weight classes and XYZ. If you wanted to settle it outside of boxing, that's one thing, but now they're stepping into this
Roy Jones Jr. recently spoke about Floyd Mayweather's future plans, noting that following his exhibition with Mike, Floyd is making a serious return to professional boxing. He highlighted that the prospect of a rematch with Manny Pacquiao is growing more likely, as fans and analysts continue to push for it. Jones explained that lingering criticism from their first fight has left many calling for a proper rematch, and he believes Floyd is motivated to reaffirm himself in the professional ring. Taking into account both public demand and the unfinished business with Manny, Jones suggested that with Floyd actively training and fan interest still high, the rematch could realistically happen within the year. The boxing community is watching closely, knowing that a renewed clash between these two icons would be historic and offer a chance to settle long-standing debates once and for all.
Pacquiao loved me as a ref too. They both did.
But you've done a lot of Floyd fights.
And I've done a lot of Manny Pacquiao fights. Matter of fact, at one point in time, I had done more Pacquiao fights than I had done Floyd fights.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
I mean, they were close neck to neck, but...
Do you know how many? How many Floyd fights have you done?
Well, I did, because I did a lot of his exhibition fights after he retired. And believe it or not, I could negotiate how much I make on those exhibition fights, whereas on the professional fights, the commission made that decision.
So it's no favoritism, Floyd, you just...
That's right. And the other thing that made me favorite, on certain fights, our commission will give each camp the name of 3 referees and say, pick one. It don't mean this is the one you're gonna get. And then they'll give them the name of 5 judges and say, pick 3. Don't mean that what you pick you're gonna get. But at least they're getting, the commission is getting their voice as to who they choose. And after a certain amount of time, if Kenny Bayless' name keeps coming up, then that says something
like
about my work.
Yeah.
That says something about my work in the ring.
So, Roy, you ever had a chance to pick a ref or petition for a ref?
I have had a few chances to accept or deny. And there have been several times I have denied because I felt like the referee was more into the other guy or was more into the other guy's promotional team.
Yes. You remember that ref?
I do remember a few of them, but I'm gonna tell you like this, I ain't gonna call no names because, you know, I don't like to drop no salt. But in the second Bernard Hopkins fight, this referee, I could tell right away, was for that side and not this.
It seems Roy Jones Jr.'s prediction has come true, as Netflix officially announced the historic rematch, tweeting, Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao. 2 of boxing's greatest icons will face each other again in the first ever professional boxing match at the Sphere in Las Vegas. The fight is scheduled for Saturday, September 19th, and will be streamed live globally, exclusively on Netflix. Fans around the world express excitement, recognizing a rare chance to see 2 legendary fighters compete once more, promising a memorable night in boxing history. Johnny Nelson recently offered his take on why champions like Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather choose to return to the ring despite being past their prime. He explained that while fans may worry about their legacies, these athletes also have families and financial responsibilities. At 59, Tyson has an unusual opportunity to secure a massive payday, just as Mayweather can at his stage of life. Nelson emphasized that legacy and criticism often take a back seat when such opportunities present themselves. He also noted that ego is a significant factor. Facing an opponent they dislike while commanding enormous sums can outweigh common sense. Ultimately, Nelson frames these comebacks as driven by a combination of financial incentive, personal pride, and the desire to stay relevant within the sport.
Completely. But you've got to remember, these guys are individuals, their fathers, their brothers, or whatever, and they still want to earn a massive chunk of money. Where's Mike Tyson? Whatever they're getting paid. Where's Mike Tyson at 59 going to earn this kind of money? Where's Floyd Mayweather at this time of life going to make this kind of money? It doesn't matter what we say about legacy. These guys are still going to live. These guys are still thinking, you know what, I'll take the heat, I'll take the criticism, but you know what, my bank account's all right, my family's all right. And I know it's crude, and I know it takes the shine off it, but that's real talk. So these guys are now in a position where where people want to pay them a lot of money to fight each other. It's against somebody they don't like. So again, ego's going to get the better of common sense. With Mike, as far as I'm concerned.
Ariel Helwani recently shared a striking opinion on the upcoming fight, calling it unnecessary and expressing that he doesn't want to see it happen. He raised serious concerns about the dangers involved, pointing out that both fighters are well past their prime. According to Ariel, entering the ring at this stage carries inherent risks, and while fans may be curious, the matchup poses significant physical hazards. He emphasized that the event seems to focus more on spectacle than safety, highlighting an ongoing debate in boxing about whether nostalgia-driven matchups should proceed when the participants' health could be at risk.
These economic times, there's economic challenges. These corporations and companies, they're looking to make profit. And if they put out a pay-per-view, and a lot of people, another thing is the fighters. I'm blaming the fighters too, because there's a lot of guys, they're not bigger than the fighters of yesteryear. That's why you can have a Floyd Mayweather and a Mike Tyson, whose brands are so big. This is going to be a big fight. It's going to be, just because it's a freak show, circus fight, whatever you want to say. Some people are going to be mad at it. I don't want to see it, blah, blah, blah. But the curiosity is always going to get the best of the masses, especially if they put this on Netflix or Amazon or whoever, right? And that's the reality. A lot of these new fighters, Gen Z fighters, people under 30, they're not marketing themselves, where everybody sees a picture of Shakur Stevenson or Keyshawn or Virgil Ortiz and know who that person is, right? Versus past fighters, everybody, at least at the time, they would have known who Mike Tyson was. They would have known who Roy Jones Jr. was, Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, right? That's the reality of it. So that's how we got here. That's definitely how we got here. And then the other thing is piracy, people being cheap and not wanting to pay. Like, we're going to get our money one way or the mother effing other. There's more than one way to skin a cat. And that's the reality of it. So now when we get these freak show fights, they've already seen that YouTubers and influencers come.
That wraps up today's video. Stay tuned for more updates next time.